Good afternoon, my fellow Americans. I want to say that I'm sorry for being so delayed. I had just gotten back from a meeting with top executives in the EAA for lunch. We've agreed with a consensus to work with the Clinton administration, but only in a format where legislation and media bias can be more towards the bipartisan and collaborative move. Now, I also had time to sit down and talk to Speaker Newt Gingrich this morning. He is confident that the budget battle should be somewhat resolved by early September, but there is no guarantees. When you have a wild card like Libertarian Congressman Bill Hume of Virginia. That being said, I am confident that we are doing what we can to handle this. I'm open to 6 questions that have been sent via teleprompter. George Ragsdale, the host of CBNC Central, has asked, Jim, what do you think it will take for the budget to be resolved in a timely manner so that the government can be fully funded? Well, I'm going to say this. I will say that the president has done everything he can to cut some spending across the board, to fire some people in some departments across the board who've been involved in wasteful spending. Through that end, I think it's time for us to realize that we are called to be better as Americans. We need to find a time for fiscal capitalism, tax cuts, reducing the monstrous rates in government spending. If the president's on board with that, sure. I've been aware that he's made some compromises on that. How effective he is, I don't know. Gina Rogers from the Catholic Register asked this: why did you agree to add faith-based resources to the Small Business Jobs Protection Act? It was agreed upon by both houses of Congress when it passed the House that it would be amended to Small Business Jobs Protection Act in hopes to have more bipartisan support. And while I'm aware that the young Congressman Bill Hume is opposed to it, I intend to stand with where I stand. I am a conservative. Here's one more question. This is from Roger Gormley from Raynard News. He asks this: Jim, are the rumors true that you are considering stepping down? I'm going to say this. I'm going to refuse to comment on that. When, if or when the time comes that the president has decided to step down, it may happen. That being said, I am in some ways considering filing my letter of resignation. Here's another question, and this is submitted by the voice of conservative common sense, libertarian Blake Carter. Question is this: Jim, will you fall in line with the Clinton budget agenda, or will you hold to the line of what you will not compromise? I can't say that I'll back the president in this, and here's why. You look at the stock market. Monday and Tuesday, it was down. Yesterday, it went up. Today, there's a rally point, but what I'm saying is Clinton has been faulty in helping to deal with the economy. I think we need to see a little bit more from the president before I can count him trustworthy. All right, so far that's been 4 questions. Here's one from Grant Robertson, Raymond News. And this question is this: Jim, do you in any way support Bob Dole for the Republican nomination? Let me reiterate this and make it plain. Dole is a weakened nominee. He doesn't have what's going on. And I've been hearing some things in the grapevine that he's considering Jack Kemp, a former Reagan appointee. I have no problem with that. Except my question is, will Jack Kemp carry him over the hump that he needs for Bill Clinton? And to be honest with you, to this day, I am skeptical. Last question. Rhonda Guerin from the Fort Worth Times. This question is, Jim, say you were to resign, would you retire or would you go back to work on your business? I refuse to comment on any speculation. I haven't even fully pressed it out in my mind. And if I do, I'll discuss it with the closest advisors before I introduce it to the press. All right? Now, one more thing. I'm asking you to go out there and support the values of Republican government like we're supposed to. And with that, I'm out of here to go back for work for the American people. Thank you.